Guys, let me switch this around really quick. Sorry guys, I'm getting bad signal out here. I'll try to keep this ongoing as long as I can. Right here we have DUI checkpoints in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're on the corner of, well, we're about maybe 200 yards from Flamingo, Buffalo. Looks like they stopped someone. They're pulling someone out of their vehicle to obviously check to see if they've been drinking. So guys, just remember, this type of stuff, I mean, all it is just an invasion of privacy to look for felonies, to see if there's anything else they can arrest for. So they already took someone out of their vehicle. They're taking the vehicle up. They walked a gentleman up the street. I think they're walking someone else. Now guys, this is not the America our founding fathers intended. You have a right to be secure in your person, houses, papers, and effects. Your vehicle is your property. Its effects, it's more property. They excuse this behavior with safety. They think that your liberty does not matter. They think that security is more important than liberty. They are willing to infringe on the rights of the individual just to make a few feel safe. They don't understand what they're doing, so of course we want to forgive them, but you still have to hold these guys accountable. How many of you are tired of this? How many of you are tired that they're not respecting the U.S. Constitution? Isn't the U.S. Constitution the supreme law of the land? Isn't our right to privacy just as important as the right to life? If you do not have rights to your own property, if you do not have a right to be secure in your property, you pretty much don't have freedom. And this is how they convert your rights into privileges. This is exactly how they convert rights into privileges. Yeah, PNP News, I know, brother. You have every right to feel that way. You have every right to feel that way. Now, the law of the land is the U.S. Constitution. And here's something from this little booklet I like to carry. I know it's a little dark, but it's the Citizens Rulebook as jury information. Now, it says here, the general misconception is that any statute passed by legislatures bearing the appearance of the law constitutes the law of the land. The U.S. Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and any statute, to be valid, must be in agreement. It is impossible for a law which violates the Constitution to be valid. Okay? And there's case law on that. Marbury versus Madison. All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. Miranda versus Arizona. Where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislation which would abrogate them. Miranda versus Arizona, 384 U.S. 436. Pork chop. It sounds exactly what it means. That these laws that they create in order to fight evil or to prevent that ticking time bomb are illegal. Any laws that go against the Constitution are null and void. They have no power. They cannot enforce them. And right here, see, sir, have you been drinking tonight? Is your driver's license valid? Can you roll down your window? They are infringing on the rights of the people. And I think that young man's sister passed away in a car accident. Now, I know, I've had family that passed away in car accidents too, guys. I know that. And it's heartbreaking, okay? DUI accidents are no joke. They are a serious matter. But I am not willing to sell my liberty for a little sense of security. That's just right there. There's no way I'm willing to do that. And I hope many of you out there feel the same way. Here's another one for you. Norton versus Shelby. An unconstitutional act is not law. It confers no rights. It imposes no duties, affords no protection. It creates no office. It is in legal contemplation, as inoperative as though it had never been passed. Any law repugnant to the Constitution is null and void. It holds no office. They do not have a duty to enforce it. There's no duty to enforce these laws. It holds no office. Now, okay, I see some fellas across the street. I don't know if they're going to try to come talk to me. They're probably going to send someone to come and talk to me, guys. I see some folks eyeing me. But right, this is all revenue. This is all revenue. Freeman's here. Let me see. James, where you at? Where you at, bro? Talk to me. All right, there you are, James. What's up? Dude, you're my hero. It's a pleasure, a privilege to have you on here. Now, James Fridman, I was just sharing with everybody a few case law citations and other legal literature that says this type of conduct, this type of behavior is unconstitutional and therefore null and void. And here's another one. 16 American Jurisprudence 2D, Section 177. The general rule is that an unconstitutional statute, though having the form and name of law, is in reality no law, but is wholly void and ineffective for any purpose, since unconstitutionality dates from the time of its enactment and not merely from the date of the decision so branding it. No one is bound to obey an unconstitutional law, and no courts are bound to enforce it. So if no courts are bound to enforce an unconstitutional law, what are these guys doing here? If a judge can't enforce an unconstitutional law, what the hell are these guys doing here? This is not America. This is not land of the free. This is not what our founders intended for us. This is not what men and women served in the military for. This is all just, I mean, we all know it's all revenue, right? We all know it's revenue. So an unconstitutional law, going back to what I just read, an unconstitutional law is not just unconstitutional the day it was branded unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional since the day it was passed, since the day it was made, the day it was acknowledged as law. It is not law. It is not real law. Wake up. Let's learn these things, guys. Let's learn these things. Let's start facing these guys and telling them, no, we will not comply. Let's remind them that Murdock versus Pennsylvania.
You're covering your camera. Move your finger.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, your camera, your finger's blocking the camera.
I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook.
You're on YouTube.
Right.
You're blocking the camera. We're trying to help you.
Follow me.
Yeah, we're watching you.
I couldn't hear you. So I guess they're trying to help me out. So remember that, guys. Murdock versus Pennsylvania says that no state shall convert a right into a privilege and issue a license and fee therefore. Shuttlesworth versus City of Birmingham, Alabama states that if the state does convert a right into a privilege, the individual can pay the license and fee and engage in the activity with impunity. That means they cannot punish us. Look at that. I think isn't that blonde from Mad TV? Look what I can do. Isn't that the blonde from Mad TV? Look what I could do. Stewart? Isn't that Stewart? I didn't know Stewart became a cop. No way. If they come this way, that's going to be so awesome. Oh, no, they're not. Dang it. They're not coming this way. So remember that, guys. Any law repugnant to the Constitution is null and void. Where constitutional rights are involved, there can be no law which would abrogate them. See how they get mad when we come out and we record them? And I'm just speaking. I'm not mocking them. I'm not telling them they can't do their job. I'm not trying to impede on their job. But this is how they react when we record. You know what? Many of you may remember back before there were cameras and before we had camera phones and recording devices, being hemmed up and explaining to someone, dude, I just got hemmed up and all this thing, this cop did all this stuff to me, and they didn't believe you, right? Why would a cop do that? Why would a cop do that? Right? Sorry guys, I'm not. Trying to get my tripod out. This is the America we live in now, guys. This is the America our founding fathers warned us about. This is the standing army they warned us about. I don't care what you say. These guys shouldn't be looking for people committing crimes. I mean, do we see firemen going around in people's homes making sure their smoke detectors are working, or if there's flames out of control? No, we don't see that stuff, right? Not from the ones who actually save lives. So imagine what these guys would do if they made filming police illegal. They say, well, no, we would never violate the Constitution. We wouldn't do that. But I bet you, the day they make this illegal, this action illegal, they will absolutely come and tear you up for recording. And then say, I'm just doing my job, right? Now look, we got a big boy over here looking through a vehicle, just trying to make sure you're all right. You gonna eat that sandwich? No, I'm totally kidding, guys. It's me. It's not right. Miller versus US, guys. I forget that one. The exercise or claim of a constitutionally protected right cannot be converted into a crime. And what are they doing today? Converting the right to be left alone into a crime. When will more people stand up? Will more people stand up to this type of behavior? Let's sit with these guys, the ones who wanted to be on camera. I want to read this again, guys. I'm going to keep reciting these, just so some of you out there that don't know these things can hear them over and over. It's all about repetition. Once you get the hang of it, then, I mean, it'll just flow out, okay? Now, the general misconception is that any statute passed by legislators bearing the appearance of law constitutes the law of the land. The U.S. Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and any statute to be valid must be in agreement. It is impossible for a law which violates the Constitution to be valid. All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. Marbury versus Madison. Marbury versus Madison is a case law from 1803 that establishes judicial review. It has nothing to do with driving. It has nothing to do with what these guys are doing. But in the opinion given in all case laws that we've heard refer to the Constitution, they apply the Constitution to each case. Well, they have to, but do they follow their order? No. Because remember, the Supreme Court ruled once that blacks were not human beings, that they were not citizens, they were just animals, that it was okay to have slaves. This is the type of stuff we have to watch out for, guys. The slow, gradual process, the gradual process of tyranny. When Hitler was elected, he didn't get elected on Friday and then start throwing people in the ovens on Monday. It was a gradual process. He passed laws for safety. He passed gun laws. Register your guns. We want to make sure that the bad guys don't get them. All this blocking traffic. It's Tom, here I love that. Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech. Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech. The most important word in that sentence is the. Because it demonstrates that our founders recognized and acknowledged that the right existed long before government was established. Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech. I love that. I know, right? No law. If they could have just put a damn period after that. Congress shall make no law. Period. That's it. Mrs. Mac, Little Mac, thank you very much. Bill Cummings, yes, the concealed weapons permit. Yes. It's all unconstitutional. They are converting a right into a privilege. Shuttlesworth versus City of Birmingham, Alabama. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, Shuttlesworth versus City of Birmingham, Alabama says that if the state does convert a right into a privilege, the individual can ignore the license and fee and engage in the activity with impunity. Murdock versus Pennsylvania, no state shall convert a right into a privilege and issue a license and fee therefore. That's driving. Traveling is a human right. Whatever you call it, driving, traveling, getting behind the wheel of a car, they're not going to care. They're going to say that act is illegal if you do not have a permit, okay? And that's exactly what they did. They converted rights into privileges and issued a license and fee. Gun licenses, all that. Now, the basic principle that I like to tell people is that all rights derive from property. And I've learned this from my good teacher, Michael Badnarik. Oh, they got another poor guy out. He's walking over there, if you guys can see him. All rights derive from property, guys. All these vehicles here that are passing by were acquired through labor, right? We all assume. You all have a right to life. And from the day you are born to the time you die, those thousands and thousands of hours, whether it's 80 years old you live to or 100. If you live, those over 100,000 hours of life belongs to you. You have a right to contract that time of life. You have a right to contract your labor, your skill, your time of life as you see fit. You have a right to acquire property. You have a right to enjoy that property. And if anyone is going to seize that property from you, they have to have probable cause. And they must give you due process of law. Because Article 4, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution says we are a republic. And in a republic, private property is off limits. It is not up to a vote. And it is not up for a debate. You cannot even apply safety to any law. Now, my property I acquired with my labor, my skill. I accumulated wealth to purchase property and to live fruitfully and to enjoy it. And the government should stay out of it. It's time that all of us stand up. I want more auditors out there. You know what, James Fridman? If you're still on here, dude, you inspired me to start getting my camera and just going out. You know what? Other people were sharing my content, and I was just like, you know what? I'm all about liberty, but you know what? Why not? Why not make this YouTube channel and get on here and start spreading the love and showing the world what goes on in our country? To those people in that caravan coming this way, guys, stop and turn around. We are no better. We are no better, guys. Yeah, they are laughing, but you know what? I'm laughing too. I'm laughing right at them. JJ Joy, I think that was you. There's still room for you. Get your camera. Don't be afraid. Alright guys, I don't want to make this video too long. Dang, it's already at 25 minutes. I'll probably get back on here and do some stuff, but thanks, James, dude. Man. Give me a call when you get a chance tomorrow, James. If you still hear this and stuff, man, give me a call tomorrow. I want to run some things by you. And let me know what you think. Tom, yes. You make sure you get on there and you start slamming it up with content, dude. If you're gonna go out there and audit, slam your channel up with content. Let us know, and I'll share the hell out of your stuff. So, all right, guys. Here we go. I'm out of here. I'll probably come back on in a bit.